SA submitted that this court is without the virus to consider the said deposition either as oral or documentary evidence, more so when the evidence was not considered by the court of first instance within the 180 days time frame provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, relying on the recent case of Towo Womo and Ajayi, unreported, delivered on the 27th of January 2023 in this court hall. That the lower court, having lost its jurisdiction since 17 September 2023, upon expiration of the 180 days from the date of filing the petition by the appellants, this court cannot grant this application. That section 22 and 23 of the Supreme Court Act give power to order 2 Rule 12.1 of the rules of this court, and that can only happen if the lower court still has jurisdiction. Referring to Omubilari and Igbo Asoyi and others, and Adegbite and Omosun, all citations supplied, the legislature contended that applicants failed to satisfy the 5 conditions enunciated in those cases before this type of application can be granted. According to the learned SAN, the failure of the applicants to have validly pleaded facts and documents sought to be received in evidence is fatal to this application, relying also in Obasi and Omuka, Start Oil, Nigeria Limited and Induction, and others, all citations supplied. Making reference to the USA Rules on Civil Procedure 32A1A, the learned Silk opined that the failure to invite the All Progressives Congress and the Independent National Electoral Commission to participate in the deposition made in the United States renders Exhibit C and D inadmissible, more so since the alleged forged certificate is alleged to have been submitted to INEC. It is further contention that Exhibit C and D have no utility or affinity with this appeal, for the fact that there is no ground of appeal upon which they can be structured, as well as there being no accommodative issue for determination, relying on a number of cases listed in this judgment. Finally, learned senior counsel submitted that Exhibit C, D, unpretentiously attempts to allege a criminal offense of forgery against the second respondent. You find that a criminal offense must be proved beyond reasonable doubt, as provided in Section 135 of the Evidence Act, also referring to the cases of ACN and Nyako and Kaki and PDP. He concluded that the Supreme Court does not have original jurisdiction to try the case of forgery. He urged this court to refuse this application and hold that it is an abuse of court process. For the third respondent, Chief Akin Olujimi SN made submissions which are similar to those by the learned counsel for the first and second respondents. With due respect to the learned Chief Silk, I shall refer to them in the process of resolving the sole issue in this application. In the applicant's reply on points of law, learned senior counsel listed some paragraphs of counter affidavit of the second respondent, which he alleges consists of legal arguments, objections, and conclusions, which he urged that they be struck out. On issue of jurisdiction, he submitted that Section 285(6) of the Constitution, which pegs 180 days for the hearing and determination of the election petitions, does not include the Court of Appeal, but only election tribunals. Learned Silk submitted that issue of qualification is for both pre- and post-election matters, referring to Section 137(1)J of the Constitution. He urged the court to grant this application in the interest of justice, as was done in Amechi and INEC and OB and INEC, all citations supplied. In resolving the sole issue submitted for the determination of this motion, I wish to start from the beginning. And the beginning is the issue of jurisdiction. Whereas the respondents in their various written addresses have urged this court to grant not to grant this application as it is an exercise in futility. They opine that the Supreme Court does not have jurisdiction to look into.
Good afternoon and welcome to Let's Talk TV, where we talk about trending happenings in Nigeria. Please do well to subscribe to our channel, like and share our video, and hit the notification button to get new updates on every new video we post. The headlines for today: 16-year-old boy dies after receiving 130 strokes from school principal. Uniport Yahoo boy arrested for using his girlfriend for morning ritual in Port Harcourt. An OPM founder stops overseas scholarship as dollar drops to new low. Now let's dive into the details of the stories. Mawanu Nuhu Sambo, a pupil at Zaria, Kaduna State Al-Azhar Academy, passed away after receiving 130 caning strikes from the school administration. The 16-year-old child was allegedly brutalized to death by the school principal Mohammed Ibrahim, vice principal Nura Al-Fatika, and another staff member who went by Musa. The boy's death was purportedly caused by his absence from school. Eyewitnesses state that the incident took place on the school's ground on October 2023. The school is situated in the state's Zaria local government area in Kofa Ganya. He was brought to the assembly ground and flogged over 130 times by the vice principal. Then he was dragged to the principal's office and flogged some more by the principal, vice principal, and Musa, said a female student. All right, let's talk now. This particular story is is painful, and then it also has a lesson in it. I'm not a fan of a teacher flogging a student to the point of killing the student. But then before I give my comment, let's take a look at what some persons have to say about the story. This person wrote, "There are several biased attempt to nail the action of the school on this matter, ignoring the allegation of high illiteracy among northerners, and who was following the flogging process and recorded 130 strokes of cane. When did the boy die? Immediately after the flogging or after some days? What was the parent response to the punishment? And what will an absentee student become if not a thief, a bandit, or a rogue?" All right. What this person is trying to say is that we shouldn't just look at this story from the point of view where we feel, oh, the principal was so wicked, he flogged the boy, blah blah blah, he flogged him to the point of death. I mean, that was truly very wrong. But then towards the ending of this comment, I really understand what this person is trying to say. What was the parent's response to the punishment? But then I also believe that before this whole incident happened, probably there must have been warnings over and over and over again about the boy coming late. Who knows, maybe he's a perpetual absentee from school, or maybe he comes late all the time. Or although the story tells us that he was absent from school, maybe it's something that he developed as a character and he always does. And then maybe the principal, I mean, it wasn't even his class teacher that flogged him, maybe the form teacher, but it was the principal. I mean, for the principal to have taken it up to himself to have flogged the child, it means maybe the child has always been a perpetual absentee. And that particular day, he was just very unlucky and he poured out his uh, rage on the little boy, a 16-year-old boy, and then it ended in death, which is very painful. I mean, it's not like the principal hated the boy or had a personal beef with the boy or something, but then it's well. These are things that happens in the country, and we just can't really explain it. Then let's look at another comment. This person wrote, this thing is simple. Since flogging students are resulting to death, it should be enacted into law that flogging a pupil or student that result in death, such case will be considered as murder and would be meted with capital punishment against the culprit. If as a teacher you can't control yourself when correcting a student, then it leaves much to be desired and you are not qualified to teach. When you do this to one or two, you go see say everybody go sit, you go see say everybody go sit up. The thing is becoming a recurring decimal. What nonsense is this? All right, this person is saying that flogging a student to death should be treated as a murder case. Well, I don't know how the security agencies will deal with this matter. I really don't know, but then we'll see how the story unfolds. This other person said it's a murder case and the Nigerian police is equal to the tax. They will do a good job in the matter, trust me. All right, let's see how the Nigerian police is going to deal with this particular matter. This one says that's one disadvantage of untrained teacher. Serious punishment is usually administered by an experienced trained teacher, and there's a specific place to be beaten for both male and female, and not a gang beating. Very true, very true. I mean, when I was going through the full details of the story, I discovered that another student said the boy was being hit on the head countless number of times, I think, by the principal, which is actually really wrong. I mean, when you want to discipline a child, there are right ways to do that. I mean, you can flog the child on the hand, and then there are places you shouldn't even hit a child, especially on the head. Is very, very wrong. You don't know if the child is even a sickler or something, and then you're just hitting the person's head, and before you know, the person will faint, and before you put yourself in big trouble. So I think teachers should learn from this. They should be very careful with the way they discipline children. But then I also want to call out to our Nigerian parent. Please, I want to believe that this principle has been trying to correct this child for a very long time about his absent attitude from school. And why, what did the parent do about it? I mean, what did the parent do about it? Because if the parent had stepped into the situation, I don't believe that this thing would have happened to this boy. So that is another thing. The problem also is it starts from the home. You know, many times the teachers are handle the situation in a very angry state of mind, not necessarily because they want to kill the child, but because they are trying their every effort to make that child become a better person. But then when the parents are not helping matters too, it ends up frustrating the teachers, and then they pour out the anger on the child. So I believe the parent is also at fault in this matter. What did they do to sort out the issue of the child absent situation? But then it's well. This other person wrote, a real teacher will never flog a student 130 strokes of cane, no matter the offense. They should investigate that teacher very well. Well, I don't know about this, but then, like he said, they should investigate. Then the last comment says, may the Almighty God be with us. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria cannot be finished, please. All right. I would like to know your comment on this story. Two major lessons I learned from this story is that parent, please, when your child is being dysfunctional in school in any way, take note and try to tackle the matter. Don't allow the teachers or the school administration to try to sort out things that I believe should be the responsibility of the parent. Because if the parents can make sure that the child always comes to school, there will be no need for anybody to flog that child. And not even just being absent from school, doing homework and some other necessary things that are required of students to do, and they don't do it. And the teachers, the school administration, they talk and talk and complain and complain and complain, and at the end of the day, they don't see any result, and then they take laws into their hands to discipline the child the way they like. So please, let parents learn from this, and also teachers, let's learn from this. When we see that this child does not want to learn, we should also try and get in touch with the parents to know what exactly is going on before you even take laws into your hand, and you do what you will regret at the end of the day. I'm sure by now this principal would be regretting his action. I'm very, very certain he didn't do it to kill the boy, obviously, but then it shows that the man has been angered for a long time because of the absent attitude. But it's really well. I would like to know your comment on this story, whichever side you're on, or whatever you think is your thought. Please let us know in the comment section. All right, moving on to the next story. A final year student of the University of Port Harcourt Uniport, identified as Collins, has been arrested by the police for killing his girlfriend Justina Tiffany Otwene, also a 300 level biochemistry student of Uniport, for ritual purposes. An eyewitness who confirmed the development to a blogger, Promise Uzoma Okoro, said luck ran out of the boyfriend when he was attempting to dispose the lifeless body of his girlfriend before the estate security arrested him along NTA Road, Port Harcourt, where he resides. The late Justina just celebrated her birthday on the 14th of October 2023 and was invited by her boyfriend Collins from Mbano in Imo State, who ended her life gruesomely. All right, this is a very sad story. Very sad story that people should learn from. All these things are what we should learn from, but then it's quite unfortunate that something bad always have to happen before people will learn their lesson. But stories like this are not even new anymore in Nigeria. I've heard of worse stories than even this particular one, and then you see that people are still not learning. I mean, I have plenty questions. I have a lot of questions. How is it that she didn't know she was dating a Yahoo boy? Is it that she didn't know who she was dating? And if she did, why was she still dating him? Didn't she know that her life was in danger? Because this our generation self, I don't even understand. Everybody it's as though people are now having a selfish thought. Everyone is trying to survive. Everyone is trying to make it in life. You hear things like, I won't blow, and then people are willing to take risk, to go to any limit to blow, like they call it, and they don't mind who they even use. They don't mind. Nobody cares about anybody anymore. Anybody can use anything or anybody just to make that thing called money. I mean, it's something else. And that's why I'm asking, is it that she didn't know that she was dating a Yahoo boy? Or she knew, but then she was enjoying the money? And girls now girls like flashing. I will not say wisha. Me, I'm different. All right, girls like flashy things. They like money. Girls like money. I don't even know what is wrong with this gender. And some of them won't even ask questions. How does it make his money? And things like that. As long as they're seeing the money, they're okay with it. But I'm not trying to attack ladies. Ladies, I love you because I'm also a lady. But then we should learn from this story I don't know what happened, but then we should really learn from this story. I would like to read a comment of someone. The person wrote, girls, why in relationship know your man? Very important, very very important. I mean, know your man. If, aside even just dating somebody now, before you even get married, I've heard of stories where someone was about to marry a ritualist, and then luckily by the help of God, the person found out, just few days to the wedding, and the person called off the wedding. If not, they would have butchered the person and used the person as suya like this. Hey God. So please, let know who you are dating, both male and female. Know who you are dating, know who you are about to step into a lifetime commitment with. It's very important. Don't just assume. That is what this person is saying. The person wrote, know the kind of life he lives. Don't just assume that he has money and you don't know the source. I strongly believe that this girl knew that her boyfriend is a Yahoo, but she might think that he can't use her for money plus. Now see her hand. Exactly. Like, you can't be using assumption in a relationship. It's very costly. It can cost you your life, and that is what just happened to this lady. There are necessary informations you need to know. Who is this person? What does he do for a living? How does he's so rich? Good, I like it. But what is the source of his money? Don't just assume. Ask question, and even when you ask, although most of them will not really tell you plain, but then it's also very good for you to find out things for yourself. Be very careful, be very alert. Try to know some certain things, because the world now is not what it used to be before. Everybody is having a selfish thought about life. They only think about themselves. They don't mind using you for whatever they want to gain. They don't mind using you. So please, ladies, especially the ladies, let's not get carried away with money and all and that. Please, let's try as much as possible to know these men before you dive into a relationship with them. And the person also added that, girls, be content with what you have, what your parent provide for you. Don't seek for more, because it might end your life, just like this girl now. Exactly. I mean, if you want more in life for yourself, don't even depend on a guy's money. Go and do something to add value to yourself and make your money. Honestly, I don't know why a lot of women out there are bent on, if they are not with a rich boyfriend, then forget it. No. Why don't you want to be rich on your own? I mean, you should desire to even have the money, so that so that somebody said will even wish to even be with you. Because why? You have value. The reason why a lot of ladies desire to be with rich guys is because they know that the money that these guys have is like what gives them the value that is attracting them to the guys. So try to also have value for yourself as a lady. If it's money that is doing you, go and make money too. Go and work hard. Try to be creative. Do something for yourself. Don't depend on a man's money, because at the end of the day, that money might be just be the reason why your life will end. And like the person said in the comment, be contented. Whatever your parents is providing for you, even if it is not enough, be contented. School is not a place where you are getting enough. No, no, no. You just have to manage yourself till you graduate. Then when you graduate, you can now start looking for money for your own self. At least your parents know that they've played their own part. Then it's now left for you to hustle. So this is a major lesson for a lot of us to learn from today. A major lesson, both for the ladies, both for the men. But then I would like to know your comment on this particular story. What are your thoughts on this story? Let us know in the comment section. All right, lastly, on our stories for today, Apostle Chibuzo Chinyere, the founder of the Omega Power Ministry, OPM, has announced the suspension of all overseas scholarships sponsored by his church. This followed the depreciation of Naira to a new low of 1,200 per dollar in the parallel market. The clergyman took to Facebook on Wednesday to announce the new resolution of his church. He said until there is a significant improvement with regard to the valuation of the naira, the ministry would discontinue its scholarship program at the University of Benin Republic after the current session, while the Nigerian University Scholarship would continue. Now, let's see what he said in his own words. All overseas scholarship is hereby suspended. We shall continue to pay the school fees, accommodation, and the OPM free restaurant in Benin Republic till graduation, but we would not be adding any more students for now until CFA exchange to Naira improves. But only Nigerian University scholarship will continue for now until the dollar and CFA improves. The Port Harcourt-based pastor, who apologized to all beneficiaries affected by the decision, beckoned to them to pray to God to intervene and make the naira strong again. All right, this is really uh is well because this issue of rise in naira has been going on for some time, and I mean 1,200 for a dollar is something else. It's really something else. And I really understand the man of God. It's not easy. There's so many people that are under his scholarship program, and he has really been trying for a lot of people, and you can imagine the burden he's carrying, especially now that dollar has increased. So for those of you that are probably benefiting from his scholarship program, please pray for him. It's very important for you to pray for the hand that feeds you, the hand that assists you, the hand that blesses you, because when God blesses that person, I mean, the person will even do more for you. So I feel they should those benefiting from his scholarship program should do well to pray for him very well, so that and not just him, also pray for dollar to come down. It will not just benefit you and him, but then it's going to benefit the country at large, because the increase in dollars is really affecting a lot of things in Nigeria. The prices of things, especially food stuff, even the ones that dollar is not even affecting self, they will tell you that dollar is affecting. Even shoemaker will tell you that dollar have increased, and because of because dollar have increased, he has increased his price for mending your shoe. And even water board, I don't know, all these guys that push water truck and all that. So it's really something that is affecting everybody. It's not easy to train a lot of people, and especially in this time that we are, it's not easy. I can feel the pain of those that are benefiting from the international scholarship. But then I am wondering, what if, God forbid, what if the kind dollar no can reduce? Wetin go happen to these people? Like, what would they do? How would they continue? But then we pray that things will get better with time very soon, that things will get better with time. Please do well to leave your comment on each of this story. I like to know, this platform is called Let's Talk. I don't want to always be the one talking. I also want to know your comment on each of the stories in the comment section, and I would really love that. Do well to subscribe to our channel, like our video, and share, and also hit the notification button for more updated videos. Thanks for staying with us.